everybody, welcome to Life at Sunny Lee with Kathy Jarvis, and we have been busy this week, starting off with Sunday. We went to church. I turned Josie the chicken loose before we went to church, but left the cats inside. And we went to church. It was interesting. We have a new pastor. He's only 22. He says not the main pastor. Our main pastor is over in India right now. So this was the first time we heard him speak, and it wasn't too bad. You could tell he's beginning. He's gonna improve a little bit, I'm sure, but he really wasn't bad for his first time listening. And we did enjoy the sermon. And then afterwards, we went out to Sunshine Cafe and ate there after mailing a letter to our son. And then we went to see Love Hurts. Not the best movie in the world, but not the worst. Very action-packed kung fu comedy. I enjoyed it. So, yeah. Then we came home, and I worked on the computers for a little bit, took care of the cats, fed them, put Josie back up, the chicken, and then we turned around and went back to church. They had the Super Bowl chili cook-off contest. And sampled a lot of chilies. Some I really liked. Some I go, yeah. But, yeah, it was a good time. Met with some old friends I had not talked to for a long time, and old acquaintances I really had not talked to for ever. You know, it's just, our church is fairly spread out, so you don't always see the people all the time. So it's kind of nice getting to talk to some people that I hadn't talked to for a while. The food was very good. We had hot dogs plus the chili and chips and all kinds of desserts. And it was really not bad. Came home and had a video call with two of the boys and got to talk with them, which is always nice. They usually try to do a video call about once a week on Sunday evening. And so it's always nice to hear from them. Okay, Monday I started working on deep cleaning the boys' old bedroom. And this room was a mess a long time ago. Like 20 years ago, it was a complete mess. So if you're decluttering, please do not think you're going to make it look really good right away. It's taken me forever to get it to looking the way it is now. A room constantly changes, and it'll go from a time when you have to have clutter. If you have kids, you're going to have toys. You're going to have more of a clutter because they're going to be playing with them, and you're going to have to put them up at night. It's going to be more cluttery and more stuff that they need. And as they grow older, you can slowly get rid of some of that stuff. And then when you finally have them as adults and they just come home to visit, you can pretty much do whatever you want to with the room. And that's the stage that we're in right now.
All right, this is the next room that we're working on. It's the room that the boys use, guest room, half office, half bedroom, because it's also area that we do a lot of the business stuff in. And this is how messy it is. It was a lot messier, but I slept in this morning, and while I was sleeping in, my husband started clearing out a lot of the stuff that's in here, and it is now, some of the stuff is in here. So all right, we got this room finished. Changed a lot of things around, decluttered a lot of stuff. First thing I did was go and I decluttered everything. You want to make sure there's nothing getting in your way to clean. So I went through and cleaned, decluttered, and then you start zoning things, how you want them zoned. I knew I wanted the office area. I wanted his stand-up desk, a place to sit, and then the bedroom area. And this is his TV area, and his collection of clocks are in there. So One of the things that we don't do as our children get older is we don't realize that they've actually grown up. And too many people keep their room the way it was when they were a child. So I've taken most of his memory things and we made a shelf for each of the boys that they can put their special things on that they want to keep from when they were little. And the rest are going into a box that they can decide with what they want to do with as they get older. And I put more adult things into this room since they're all adults now. So this room is almost done. I still need to take the curtains down and I still need to wash the windows. And the ceiling fans, that one's got a bulb out. These are high ceilings, so I'm going to have to get the ladder out to do that. And I prefer to do that when there's someone else here, just in case. But this room is finished. Now, there's different ways of decluttering. And I've done all of them almost. I've done the 4-box method where you put out 4 boxes, and you decide right over there if you're going to keep it, if you're going to donate it, if you're going to give it away, or if it's trash. I've done just take the trash bag and go through the house and put anything that's trash in the trash bag. That's a good one to do about once a week, just to help get rid of the trash. And then my favorite one is to do room by room. Just go through each room, declutter it, and then deep clean it, and then it's done. And now next time I come in here to clean this, it'll be easy peasy. I won't have a whole bunch of stuff to pick up and move around and clean. Just take the sweeper over the floor and the little desk thing over the furniture, and out the door I go. So, on to the next project. Tomorrow I'll get the windows done and the curtains. And then this room will be done. Except for some things that Doug has that he needs to go through. There's some things there in the corner, electronical things that he's piled up there. We've piled up there, him and I both. And he's got some things down here in the corner and some things in the closet that he has to go through. But other than that, I did not bother any of his stuff. He's got clothes in the closet and he's got clothes in the dresser. I did not bother them at all. Those are his to work with. But as far as his other stuff, his collection of clocks, I put those on display inside the armoire. And anything else, that's about all he had. The rest of the stuff I didn't bother. Alright, on Tuesday, I took almost everything out of this room again. And I washed the curtains, washed the blinds, washed the windows, and shampooed the floor. And then I set it all back in. Still got some things that need to be dealt with. Got to find out from my son about these electronical things. And the electronical things right there. And find out about those. The rest of the stuff has been decluttered and cleaned. We have the office area, and then we have this area here, which is kind of a relaxing area. Plus, it's a working area as far as it's a standing desk. Sometimes he prefers to sit, sometimes he prefers to stand. So, and he also wanted me to set up my recording stuff up here. So I've got my stuff set up here also. So when he's home, I can just put this to the side and he can have the whole table. Or he can just push it to the side and use whatever part of the table he wants. But it's my recording stuff up here also. And then over there is the bedroom sleeping area. So this room is completely done now. Got the lights changed, got the ceiling fans cleaned, got the walls all done, and I got this area over here cleaned. This is the little memory shelves of things that they wanted to keep and things that I wanted to keep from their childhood, instead of just getting rid of everything. Kind of got that little memory shelves. Now, this is going to be the next room. And as you can tell, it is a mess. I've got everything that I didn't want in that room. It's kind of being piled into here right now to go through and figure out what we're going to do with. And then stuff I found downstairs that actually needs to be put up here. It's up here. So this room is going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to have to go through it, declutter it, get rid of the stuff that we need to get rid of, put the stuff that we want to keep in another room, in the room it belongs in. I haven't quite decided where that printer is going to go at, or if I might even keep it. It's a very, very old printer, but it works so nicely. But the price of the ink just kept going up, 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 up to the point where I couldn't afford it. And it doesn't, the computer that I hooked to, it doesn't, we don't have that computer anymore, so it can't hook to any of the computers that we have nowadays. It's just basically a copier machine, and that's it. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. And the other stuff is mainly just junk that I'm going to either donate or get rid of after I talk to, not the Bibles stay. They're one things that was found downstairs that need to be put into the library up here. And I'm going to have to clean this fish tank and decide whether I'm going to put fish in it or not again. That's going to be a major all-day project, maybe even 2 days just from that. And then I need to go and clean out all of the shelves and go through that. I've got things up there that I've read, I'm never going to read again. So I need to clean those out. So stay tuned for next week when we work in this room. On Wednesday, we went to the gym, and then we went out to eat, and then we went and took care of signing the tax papers and taking care of the taxes. Never a fun time. No one likes to pay taxes, but I guess it's a necessary evil. Anyway, we took care of that, and then on Thursday, we didn't get much cleaning done because I had made appointments to take 3 of the 10 cats to the vets. Usually I take them to Tractor Supply to get the rabies shots, but I got 5 cats that are pretty special, I guess you would say. They're the ones that had most of the illnesses when they were little. So I like to have them checked by a regular vet. The other 5 are basically outdoor stray cats that are pretty tough cats, and all they need is the rabies shots. They really don't need any extra medicine, knock on wood. So they'll go to Tractor Supply, and the other 5 would get vet treatments. So I took 3 of them, Dexter, Spike, Trouble, and Fluffy, to the vet. Not cheap, but they got a good check over, and he was pleased with their weights. Dexter and Spike are around 10 pounds. Fluffy is only 8 pounds, but he is smaller frame, so the vet was pleased with his weight for his frame size. So, their vaccines, they've been vaccinated against rabies and a cat vaccine. I'm not for sure what's all in it. It's one that's for indoor-outdoor cats, since they're outside so much. So they got their vaccines, so hopefully that will help them to not have the respiratory infections that they've been having. We had not gotten those particular vaccines before, so I'm hoping that will help those 5, those 3. I made appointments for the other 2, and that will happen in March. Kind of got to space it out because they're expensive. On Thursday, we didn't get much done. I had to take a couple of the cats to the vet. Trouble, Spike, Fluffy, and Dexter all had appointments for the vet. They needed to get their rabies shots, and Dexter had some discharge from his nose, so I wanted him checked out. He is will be on antibiotics now for the next 14 days. He does have a little bit of a runny nose yet. And they all got vaccinated.
Now Dexter he's 10 pounds, and he was well pleased with his weight. Spike Trouble was 10 pounds, and Fluffy was 8 pounds, but he said that was okay because Fluffy is a smaller frame. So they got the rabies vaccinations, and they got a cat vaccination for indoor-outdoor cats, and I'm not for sure what was all included in that vaccination because it wasn't written on my paperwork what it all covered. And they did a good job there. He said they were healthy cats, except even Dexter is healthy. He just has that little bit of a discharge, and he thinks this medicine that we're giving will be enough to take care of it. And on Friday we went to town. Oh, the other cats, right now it's raining outside, so I've got 4 of them out at a time. I'll leave them out and run for about an hour, and then I'll put them up, and then I'll let the other 4 out at a time. I don't leave them all 10 out at one time because it's hard to keep track of them, and they don't seem to like this sweet thing. So she has to be out all by herself, or I can leave her out with Butterscotch. But those 2 have to be left out by themselves because they pick on her for some reason. Anyway, so that's the reason we got 4 of them out running around, having a ball. It's raining outside, so they can't be outside. This is the new catico. It's a 10 by 6 catico, outdoor catico, which my husband and I will be putting together as soon as the weather breaks and it warms up a little bit. And that way I can keep them outside during the day safe from the bird flu, from the coyotes, and from the greenhouse because they have a tendency to want to climb up on the greenhouse. And Friday, my husband and I went up to Columbus to pay our taxes and stuff, and to celebrate Valentine's Day. We went out to eat, and then we went and got the groceries. And I did not check on the cats that morning. We did have to stop at the vet's and get worming medicine for that one, for Little Gray, but for Spike Trouble, and for, where's he at? And for Fluffy. So I stopped at the vet and picked up the medicine for him, but didn't think anything about it because I checked them on camera and they were all still in bed when I left. But when we got home, which was after 5 o'clock, I came out to feed them, and when I opened up the catico for Trouble and Fluffy, Fluffy stayed in her bed. He did not want to come out at all. And I thought that was rather odd. So I picked him up, and he could follow my hand, but he acted like he was completely disoriented when I put him on the ground. And he just walked very, very slowly. He just hardly walked at all. And I mean, he wasn't off balance, but he was just slow motion walking. So I was quite worried about him, and so I went and I looked up reactions to vaccines, and from what I could read, he was having a reaction to his vaccines. And it doesn't happen very often, but it happens on smaller kittens, and he is older cat, but he's small. Even the vet said the 8 pounds was good for his small body frame. He's got small bones or whatever. It's just body structure's smaller. And it said if he had kittens, small cats, or they've received more than one vaccine at a time, those could have a reaction. And the reaction was pain, stiffness. Well, it's showing that by walking slow. You know, he wasn't moving very fast. Just being tired. He was in his bed all day long. It didn't look like he'd moved from the camera that I could see. And decrease in appetite. He only ate about half of his food and then he turned it away. So I was a little worried about him last night, and I kept checking on the camera. I moved the crate closer to the camera so I could see him better. And the lights were out, And it's easy to tell which one is which because when the blue light comes on, they all seem to look at the camera. And he's got two bright eyes, where Trouble has one bright eye and one dim eye because he's got a cloudiness on his iris. It's not, the vet checked it out. He can see out both eyes, which I didn't think he could. And he said it was on the, it doesn't cover the lens, so the cat can see. But it's enough of a cloud to make it when he's at nighttime, when the light comes on, the camera light comes on, one eye is really bright reflecting and the other eye is a little bit dimmer. So I can easily tell which of the two cats I'm looking at without having the lights on. So I was checking him every time I heard the the phone give me a notification that someone was moving around in here. I would check on him, see if it was him or what he was doing. And I did notice that he did eat more of his food, and he was awake a lot during the night. Just every time that camera came on, his eyes opened up and he looked at the camera. So I knew he was okay. And then this morning when I opened up the category to let them play a little bit, he was one of the first ones out. He was a little stiff at first, but as you can tell, he's starting to investigate, starting to run around. So I think we're past the stage of worry. It's what I read was that give it 48 hours, and if it's not any better in 48 hours, to call the vet. Or if he had facial swelling, or diarrhea, or vomiting, or had difficult breathing, then to call the vet immediately. And he had none of those. He just had the stiffness and the being tired and not eating well. And like I say, he's out there playing, running around, chasing each other. So hopefully we're out of the woods, and the rest of these cats are going, what in the world is she doing? She's talking to herself. They're all looking at me like I'm crazy. And they're also looking at me like, when's my turn? They're out. Now it's my turn. And they have another half hour of running before it's their turn to be out. It's raining outside. It's supposed to be raining most of the day, so not really doing anything on Saturday outside, just kind of playing with the cats, and had to repair the tunnel. They love their little tunnel, and they had torn the ribbons off the side so that I had to sew it. It was not an easy sew because it's got that wire in it, and the wire just does not swish down to sew easily. But I did manage to get it repaired. Don't ask me if I'll be able to repair it again, but it's only like $5, and it's been well worth it. They've had it for about a month, and they play with it every day. They play with it. And this is their newest toy they got last night. Monkey Blue and Prince really seem to like it. So the other ones, they're not so sure. It's okay, but it doesn't do anything but that little ball goes around and around. I can't really chase it, he says. But that's what we're at. So hopefully we don't get all the rain that they call for. Hope we don't get the cold weather that's supposed to be here next week, because they will be inside the whole time. They're not getting out until I get that catico outside done, or until our county is clear of the bird flu. Although the vet did say that he has not seen any cats with it yet. So I don't want to take the chance, So hopefully you have a good week, and like, share, subscribe. Please like. The liking, if you hit the like button on YouTube, it tells the program that, hey, I like this, I want to see more of them. It helps push it out to other people. So hit the like button on the YouTube if you would, please. And dream big, follow that dream, and God bless, and see you in the next video. Bye, everybody.